Reynard's Winter Wisdom. The first whisper of winter arrived on a frosty breath, painting the world in hushed tones. Reynard, with his russet fur a warm contrast to the crisp air, paused at the edge of the silent woods. He watched as the last leaves danced from their branches, a final, colorful farewell. The days grew shorter, and the sun, a pale disk in the sky, offered little warmth. Reynard felt the bite of the wind, a reminder of the season's true power. He curled his tail around him, a small, vibrant spark against the deepening chill, contemplating the stark beauty of the landscape. Then came the snow, a gentle, silent descent that transformed everything. Each flake, a tiny miracle, joined countless others to blanket the world in a pristine, shimmering white. Reynard watched from beneath a snow-laden pine, mesmerized by the quiet magic. To appreciate the beauty of a snowflake, it is necessary to stand out in the cold. Aristotle. The deep snow made hunting harder, but Reynard knew the ways of the wild. He sought the shelter of ancient roots and hollows, where the earth offered a comforting embrace against the biting wind. Even in the harshest moments, he found a quiet strength, a resilience born of necessity. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me lay an invincible summer. Albert Camus. He saw the deer, their breath misting in the frigid air, foraging for hidden sustenance. He watched the small birds flitting between snow-dusted branches, their tiny songs a testament to enduring life. Reynard understood that winter, while challenging, also revealed the incredible fortitude of all creatures. The silence of winter is the silence of a deep, profound wisdom. Unknown, a profound silence settled over the land, broken only by the soft crunch of Reynard's paws on the snow or the distant call of an owl. This quietude was not empty, but full of unspoken lessons, a time for introspection and a deep connection to the earth's rhythm. Even the strongest blizzards start with a single snowflake. Sarah Rash. As the sun dipped below the horizon, it painted the sky in hues of rose and violet, a breathtaking display against the stark white landscape. Reynard paused, his breath catching in the cold air, marveling at the fleeting, exquisite beauty of a winter sunset. No winter lasts forever, no spring skips its turn. Hal Borland. Though winter held its grip, Reynard noticed subtle shifts. The days, ever so slightly, began to lengthen. A faint hint of green, a promise whispered beneath the snow, stirred in the deep earth. He felt a stirring, too, a quiet anticipation of the turning season. Winter is a time for comfort, for good food and warmth, for the touch of a friendly hand, and for a talk beside the fire. It is the time for home. Edith Sitwell. Winter had taught him patience, resilience, and the profound beauty found in stillness. It had shown him that, even in the harshest conditions, life persisted, adapted, and waited for its moment to bloom anew. Reynard carried these lessons in his heart. If we had no winter, the spring would not be so pleasant. If we did not sometimes taste of adversity, prosperity would not be so welcome. Anne Bradstreet. As the last remnants of snow began to melt, revealing the damp, rich earth beneath, Reynard took one last look at the transformed world. Winter had been a wise teacher, and he was ready for the gentle embrace of spring, carrying the quiet wisdom of the cold season with him. The first snow had fallen, transforming the familiar forest into a wonderland of white. Reynard stepped out of his den, his breath misting in the crisp air. To shorten winter, you must spend it with joy, he thought, a sense of quiet anticipation filling him. The world was hushed, muffled by the soft blanket of snow. Every branch, every fallen log was adorned with a delicate frosting. He padded softly, leaving a trail of paw prints, a temporary calligraphy on nature's canvas. He paused by a frozen stream, its usually babbling waters now still and silent, reflecting the pale winter sky. In the depth of winter, I finally learned that within me lay an invincible summer. A profound truth resonated with him. A tiny, evergreen sapling peeked through the snow, a vibrant splash of green against the white. It was a testament to life's enduring spirit, a quiet promise of spring beneath winter's cold embrace. The solitude of winter was a balm to his soul. It was a time for quiet contemplation, for listening to the whispers of the wind and the soft crunch of snow beneath his paws. Winter is a time for comfort, for good food and warmth, for the touch of a friendly hand and for a talk beside the fire. It is the time for home, he mused, feeling content. He found a sheltered nook beneath a snow-laden pine, the branches creating a natural canopy. Here, the world felt even more peaceful, a sanctuary from the biting wind. The winter sky, often a canvas of muted grays, sometimes burst forth with a brilliant, fleeting sunset. Pinks and purples painted the clouds, a reminder of beauty even in the coldest days. The color of springtime is in the flowers, the color of winter is in the imagination, he thought, appreciating the subtle hues. Though the forest seemed quiet, signs of life were everywhere. Tiny tracks in the snow told stories of unseen creatures, their journeys continuing even in the depths of winter. It was a shared experience, a silent communion. As the short winter day began to fade, Reynard made his way back to his den. The air grew colder, and the stars began to prickle the darkening sky. Winter passes, and one remembers one's perseverance, he reflected, feeling a quiet strength within him. Inside his cozy den, nestled deep in the earth, Reynard felt the warmth of his fur and the peace of the season. Winter was a time of rest, a time to gather strength, knowing that beneath the snow, life was patiently waiting for its turn to bloom. Though winter comes, can spring be far behind? He wondered, a hopeful thought for the coming days.